Hardy 2 Blades Ace Fungus. Stretchy Geo Fungus Rocksteady Opponent's Profile. Hardy 2 Blades is the nickname that this retired Eremite mercenary was given due to his great skill in using dual shamshares. He served many merchants as a caravan guard and passed through many dangerous areas, during which time he would make the acquaintance of many dangerous wild creatures. Now, these experiences are forming the basis of his participation in and progress through the Layla Cup. Rocksteady is the name of this contestant's ace in the hole. Few have used this type of fungus as the core of their teams up till the round of 16. But in truth, stretchy geofungi do have great destructive abilities that can allow them to deal great damage to tightly packed fungi on standby.
It's you, the uncultured swine of the Nilut Pala Cup.
Hey, you potty mouth! What's your problem?
The way you dote on your fungi, it's pathetic. What a joke. You make a mockery of the philosophy of the greatest beast tamer of all, the mighty Hania.
Greatest beast tamer of all? Ha! That's debatable.
You keep telling yourself that. You were never gonna come close to facing Hania. Time for you to go home.
Let's finish this with a water balloon meteor strike!
And take them down! No! This can't be happening! I trained my fungi non-stop! Maybe I should have been harder on them.
Well, we beat him, but somehow Paimon isn't really in the mood to celebrate.
Traveler, Paimon, I made it through.
That's amazing, Layla! You reached your goal!
I heard you won against the unstoppable Hardy Two Blades, but you don't seem too happy about it. How come?
It's just that... he was really mean. He said some weird things.
I see what you mean. Yeah, somehow beast tamers like him make me feel a little... sad. Yeah, he clearly doesn't know anything about Hania. He's just making assumptions about what she's like, based on a vague impression, and even trying to copy her. I'm sure Hania would feel uneasy about it too if she knew. Also, he's so cruel to his shroom buddies when they could have been friends. It's not just his loss either. It brings all the other contestants down.
Right! You have the right mindset, Layla. If only everyone was like you, this whole tournament would feel a lot less gloomy.
But it's only because I'm not aiming as high. I just want to be able to take Twirly Whirly back to live with me. That's all. Oh, looks like the next fight is you against me. Let's just try to enjoy ourselves. It doesn't matter who wins. This is just a little contest between friends.
All right, time to see who's the strongest fungi, Twirly Whirly or Bongo Head. Loser buys dinner for the winner.
Whatever deal this is, you seem very happy about it. Did I miss anything big while I was gone?
Miko, you're back! Finally! You snuck off without saying anything last time, so we didn't get to tell you about the evidence evidently, we have some things to discuss with you.
Yes, well, it's been quite the ordeal for me too. I only entered this tournament for a bit of fun, but now I've ended up in the semi-finals. I've barely had any time at all to spend with Soka and the others gathering source material for the novel. I'm sure you two will have a wonderful time in your fun and friendly match. I, on the other hand, have to take mine a little more seriously. I'm up against a stubborn young lady, after all.
Yeah, who knew it'd get to this point? Miss Yai has to face off against Hania.
Look on the bright side. Maybe Miko will help us defeat Hania. But that means we won't get to show Hania the error of her ways ourselves. Whatever. Paimon just doesn't want to see Miko lose. I see everything.
What a bunch of self-obsessed young twerps.
Hardy Two Blades. Contestant. How embarrassing. The swine is here. Please continue making a fool out of yourself. We'll be on our way. Paimon. An uncultured Paimon is here too. You too. Are you trying to make me mad? Fine. I lost. I'll apologize for the inappropriate comments I made before. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Make fun of me as much as you'd like. However, you will lose to Lady Hania. I have nothing to do with her victories, but at least it proves that I've placed my faith in the right place. Paimon, why do you have so much faith in Hania? Could it be that she's helped you or saved your life before? Hardy Two Blades. Contestant, it's a long story. Hardy Two Blades. Contestant. Back then, a couple of treasure hoarders found a way to somehow anger a large group of sumpter beasts. They planned to use the angered sumpter beasts to charge and disperse a caravan to make it easier to rob them of their goods. I'm not sure how, but Lady Hania noticed the sumpter beasts' strange behavior and calmed them before it all went down. A disaster was averted before it even happened. Paimon, wait, could it be that you were a guard with the caravan? So Hania saved your employers, Mora. So in turn, saved your Mora, and maybe even your life. Hardy Two Blades. No, I was just passing by. But with my years of experience as a mercenary, I'm certain that it wasn't something I'd be able to walk away from if I were to get dragged into it. Lady Hania's abilities as a beast tamer are far greater than the weapons in my hand. That's why I sealed my dual blades, left the Eremites, and began training in the way of beast taming. You understand now. Lady Hania has shown me a path to a greater future. She is a respectable figure. We understand. Paimon, the logic of it all sounds a little strange, but it kinda makes sense. Hardy Two Blades Arc, get out of here. I have nothing to say to you either.
Everyone hold hands!
What a bunch of self-obsessed young twerps.
Layla Ace Fungus. Floating Anemo Fungus Twirly-whirly opponent's profile. Layla has been a real dark horse in this tournament, and there is little information out there concerning her. What we can be sure of is that she is a student of the Artawahist Darshan who seems to have both rather excellent grades and the respect of her fellow students. Additionally, her stated goal was to make it into the quarterfinals and take the fungi who caught her eye back with her to be her trusted companions. Of course, since she is in the semifinals, this rather pedestrian wish has already been fulfilled, and she is guaranteed a good sum of more as a prize besides. Layla's Ace Fungus is the very agile twirly-whirly who is both hard to hit and want to use powerful Anemo explosive shots to suppress its foes. It is also capable of creating a vortex that can pull opponents in a large AoE. However, it seems that few contestants have used Anemo fungi like Twirly-whirly as the centerpiece of their teams. Perhaps this is because they look more cutesy than they do tough. Asterisk fungi on standby.
I'm feeling nervous, but excited at the same time. You don't have to go easy on me. Twirly Whirly and team have weathered plenty of tough challenges already, and they know how to put up a good fight. So you and your shroom buddies can give it your all.
Well then, prepare for battle, Layla and Twirly! Twirly Whirly are like a well-oiled machine! We gotta step up our game! You don't have to go easy on me. Twirly Whirly and team have weathered plenty of tough challenges already, and they know how to put up a good fight. So you and your shroom buddies can give it your all. Well then, prepare for battle, Layla and Twirly!
Hang in there, Twirly. You can still do this.
Use
put on the best show I've seen so far, Twirly Whirly. That was a real blast. I loved it. Thank you all. Twirly Whirly and I went out with a bang. Any other opponent, and we might be feeling a little disappointed right now, but we were definitely beaten by the best.
You did really well too, you know. Felt like we were one wrong move away from a very mushy bongo. Just letting the fungi do their thing and enjoying the match with no pressure to win, it was a good feeling. If only every match could be as carefree as that. Meanwhile, Miko's busy duking it out with Hania. Oh, Paimon's so nervous for her. Let's go see how she's doing. Huh? It's over already? And why is the atmosphere so heavy? Does this mean Miko won?
Your match is over too? You took your time. I'm assuming it was a close call.
You sound way too relaxed for someone who just fought in the semifinals. Bet it was a walk in the park, huh?
Yes, ours was as far from a close call as you could get. All it took was a few short, sharp strikes for Blitzara and I to be beaten by Hania.
Huh?
What? You think this is funny? Am I a joke to you?
Far from it, Hania. I know full well how serious you are about all this from your ironclad determination to annihilate an entire species. How would I ever dare mock you? That said, if you continue down this path and find that it leads somewhere quite different from what you had hoped, what will become of that ironclad determination then? I look forward to finding out.
That's not your concern.
Running away so soon?
Miss Yai lost the match, but why is Hania the one who seemed upset?
The situation gets more interesting with each development. Blitzara injured Pyro 1 soon after the match started, and Hania was clearly quite distressed. I simply pointed out that she's still deceiving herself, and her defenses began breaking down. She's more fragile than I'd imagined.
You mean Hania isn't as heartless as she tries to make herself out to be? So she does care about Pyro 1, but she didn't mean to show it in front of you.
Right answer. Now's our chance to get through to her. You, my little friends, are the only ones who can get her back onto the right path.
But Hania's long gone now. Where should we look for her?
Well, right now, I'm sure she must be wondering what it is that has made her suddenly start doubting herself after all this time. The answer lies with the three of you. I'm sure you all know where she's gone to.
The place where I first met the Traveler in Paimon?
Good point. It was when Layla mentioned her plan to bring her shroom buddies back home with her that Hania's mood suddenly changed. Layla, it seems like you're onto something. Let's catch up with Hania and set things straight.
You should stay here, little Layla. I understand that you want to help Hania, but she's not the kind of person you're good at dealing with. Leave it to them this time.
That's true. And if I said something that struck a nerve again, I'd only make things worse. Plus, you guys move pretty fast. If I tag along, I'd probably need to stop and gather my strength every 10 minutes.
Well, what are you waiting for, little one? Oh, my, you've been busier than I thought. In return, I give you a blessing from me. Good luck. I'll share my thoughts the next time we meet.
To the host's credit, this event is well organized. I'll take note of that. But the sponsor's source of funds still needs looking into.
How can I incorporate this experience into my novel so that Miss Yai is satisfied?
Hey!
How much money do I have to earn to build a palace?
Everyone hold hands!
Oh, these fungi are really quite adorable. So easy to fall into their trap.
What a bunch of self-obsessed young twerps.
Hardy Two Blades contestant. You're about to go up against Lady Hanny. Argue. What is it? Paimon. We're also feeling a little heavy about what happened with Hanny, so be careful of what you say next. We might get angry. I don't have the right to make any comments about you guys right now. It's just that. I saw the match between Lady Hanny and fried tofu with all the frills. Hardy Two Blades. I think something's changed inside Lady Hania. This is the first time I've seen her like this. It's really quite something. Paimon, Paimon has been wanting to say this to you. How could you have thought Hania was a cold person? That's very disrespectful. You've barely spoken to her, let alone understand her. For example, Paimon doesn't know you very well, but solely from your appearance, Paimon is going to assume that you're an idiot who would get drunk and dance around the bonfire with your swords in your hands, and a burnt mushroom kebab in your mouth, and trip over yourself before falling face down into a pile of mud. Then Paimon would go around telling everyone about it. Wouldn't you get mad if you knew about what Paimon was doing? We're also feeling a little heavy about what happened with Hanny, so be careful of what you say next. We might get angry. Hardy Two Blades. Contestant. Silver Companion. How did you know all that? Hardy Two Blades. But you do make a point. It's true that I don't know how Lady Hanny is as a person. I may have caused her quite a bit of unnecessary trouble. Hardy Two Blades contestant. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have commented on how Lady Hanny is as a person. I'm sorry. Well, Paimon actually got to the big guy. Paimon is amazing. Paimon, you may be overreacting a little. Paimon learned this from Miko and Layla. Anyways, it's good that you know what you did wrong. Just make sure you don't do it again.
Hania should be around here somewhere. Pirate 1 follows her everywhere. We should be able to track her down through its elemental traces. Search the area with elemental sight. This way, turn a little.
How did you find me here?
We followed Pyro 1's tracks. We're a little worried about you. Wait a second. Are you comforting Pyro 1?
The irony, I know. And I'd probably be enjoying it if Pyro 1 were any other animal than a fungi. The next time we meet will be in the finals. Whatever you have to say, save it for if you beat me. The Fox Lady said you might say that. You're pure of heart, kind, and believe the best in things. You wouldn't understand if I tried to explain. So here, read this.
What is it?
Hania's notes, first part, Merchant Log, Expedition No. 39, Day 10 of the Fungi Invasion. Thankfully, we came across a group of farmers in the nearby area. They seem to have been trapped here by the aggressive fungi too, and have set up a temporary camp. We can't leave just yet, at least not before the fungi are gone. If though, kind farmers brought sufficient provisions and medicinal herbs and almost saved us all. But there were still several people who did not make it. The fungi surrounding this area are increasing in number, and they're still in that berserk state. They ever leave. It looks like we'll be staying here for a good while. Merchant Log, Expedition No. 39 Day 42 of the Fungi Invasion. I never thought that I'd become trapped by a bunch of fungi for so long. I still can't see any hope of getting away from this place. Rabbit took his axe and made an attempt to go fight the fungi, but he was stopped by the other farmers. Everyone knows that none of us are going to last long without the leader of the farmers around. But if the circumstances are enough to make the calmest and most composed farmer lose his cool, I can only imagine what the others feel. Everyone must be feeling pretty frustrated by now. The Zaytun peaches we picked from nearby areas and the remaining provisions are going to last a few more weeks. Following the farmers' suggestions, we have started looking for suitable seeds to grow our own food. And the camp needs an expansion. We have to make plans for the long term. We might eventually have to turn this place into a small village. A village full of fungi victims. How absurd. Hopefully, we'll manage to keep ourselves from starving to death before the crops mature.
These are my ancestors' records. They were attacked by a horde of fungi in the rainforest. Many people were seriously injured. There was nothing exceptional about this incident at the time, and it certainly never made it into any official records. But my family have been reading it to me since I was a child, constantly warning me of the grave threat that fungi pose to us.
So, that's what happened. Oh, no wonder you're so hostile towards fungi. Yeah, and anyway, Hani's experience make this tournament all the more meaningful? The Wisdom Orb finally means that humans and fungi can live in peace together!
It's not as simple as turning bad fungi into nice fungi with the Wisdom Orb. Plenty of scholars have experimented with similar things in my village in the past. But every one of them failed, gave up, and moved on. Even this new Wisdom Orb can only suppress the fungi's aggressive nature temporarily. Without this device, they're still extremely dangerous creatures. On top of that, the orb's intellectual boost makes the fungi unnaturally strong. Too much elemental energy in one place is not a good idea, especially for people in poor shape already. If you've got a sensitive constitution and you start using a Wisdom Orb, you're gonna start experiencing symptoms pretty quickly.
Wait, Layla's been coughing a lot lately. Could that be because of the Wisdom Orb?
As you'll be well aware by now, all Caltilia cares about is his precious research. He just wants to expand his influence and increase the profile of the Beast Tamer event. Meanwhile, Alhingen's taking advantage of the situation. Impressed by Cautilia's research, he invested a huge sum into promoting the tournament, consequently lowering everyone's guard against the fungi. I don't trust either of them, period. I don't believe highly aggressive creatures like the fungi can coexist with humans. But I'm just another retired mercenary, so who's gonna listen to me? All I can do is play by their rules until victory is mine. Then I'll fight for the outcome I'm hoping for, and keep them from getting their way. I initially had a sliver of hope that you might help me in my endeavors. Guess that was pretty naive of me. But it doesn't matter what you think about all this, or what you think of me. I'm going to beat you, and then there will be nothing you can do to stop me. This notebook is just a relic from my past now. Do whatever you want with it, because come the day of the final, I'm going to declare the execution of all fungi, including Pyro 1. It's time to say goodbye to the past.
That didn't go as planned. Well, there's only one option left. We gotta defeat Hania in the final match! Didn't Hania mention something about other researchers in the past trying to stop the damage caused by fungi too? There should be more information in this notebook. Let's take a look.
Hania's notes, second part. Merchant log, Expedition No. 39 Day 7 of the investigation. The researchers seem to be planning to use some kind of capturing device to control the aggressive fungi. The codename of the device is a string of complicated terminology. They've also included a license of approval from the Academia. In addition, they're preparing something called the Withering Potion to suppress the fungi's activity, making them easier to control. The Withering Potion also came with complex notes and official approval from the Academia. Anyway, I'll record the information down for now. The bottom half of this page is filled with complex terms and comments. It's not hard to infer that whoever wrote them down did so by copying the researchers' notes word by word under a dim light. Merchant log, Expedition No. 39 Day 13 of the investigation. We failed again. When we returned to the village, too seriously, wounded mercenaries insisted on quitting. Before going to bed, I heard the lead researcher arguing with a few subordinates. One of them tried to convince the lead researcher to give up on the Withering Potion, saying that they have gotten its function wrong from the very beginning. The outcome contradicted their expectations, and it could very well lead to their deaths. Another subordinate was yelling curses at an unfamiliar person. Judging from the details of their argument, it seems like someone has made a grave mistake. They're here to settle this mess, but upon witnessing the state of things, they start planning to drop everything and run. And something doesn't feel right, but I still need more evidence to make sure.
These look like research notes. Guess Hania's ancestors kept them after the scholars left. Whew. This section looks super complicated. The handwriting is really bad, and there are too many technical terms. Paimon can't make heads or tails of this. Wait, some of these look familiar, though. Oh, that's right. We saw them on the documents Dory gave us. Alright, let's put them side by side. Go through carefully and try to figure out what's written in these notes.
Derived contents. Contents compiled after combining the clues. The device remnants and the remains of the files that Dory gave you contain the same license of approval as the device recorded in the notes has. Evidently, these devices were considered technologically identical by the academia. Similarly, the formula for floral jelly shares many basic ingredients and medicinal principles with the withering potion from the notes. The only difference is that the amount of certain active ingredients applied in the floral jelly is much lower than that of the withering potion. Also, protective ingredients and so-called stabilizers were added to the floral jelly. At this point, it can be roughly deduced that the remnants of the instrument that the organizer of the Nylet Pala Cup Beast Tamers tournament attempted to destroy utilized the technological outcomes of the capturing device. And the floral jelly can be deemed as an upgrade of the withering potion with enhanced safety that can trigger a temporary boost to the activity of fungi and let them gain some special powers while being activated.
A capturing device and a withering potion? So that's how it went down. The fungi only attacked Hania's ancestors because of what that potion did to them. And then the researchers built that device to try and capture the angry fungi. Also, if floral jelly is just an improved version of the withering potion, and the wisdom orb isn't Cautilia's invention either, he's basically giving someone else's invention a new name and passing them off as his own! He's a big fat liar! Why is Cautilia so eager to get people to use the wisdom orb anyway? We gotta warn Elhingen. He needs to stop bankrolling Cautilia right away! As for Hania, she has no idea that the fungi only attacked her ancestors because they were under the potion's influence. No wonder she holds it against them. Oh, don't worry, Bongo Head. Paimon knows you're not gonna turn evil because of some floral jelly. You stayed a very good fungus even after we turned off the wisdom orb. Whoa! You can understand what Paimon's saying? Oh, wow! You're getting smarter! Huh? Since when? Oh, Paimon didn't even notice. Does that mean Bongo Head is hanging out with us by choice right now? See? Hania was wrong after all. The fungi aren't gonna lose control this time. Some fungi understand people and just want to get along, like Bongo Head here. Oh, Hania did make one good point, though. The wisdom orb has its limits. As long as that's the case, fungi won't be able to live with humans forever. Paimon was really hoping Bongo Head could join us for the rest of our journey. Isn't there a way? Yeah, it's a shame, but it seems like there's no other choice. We still have some time before the final. Should we report Cautilia to the academia? True. For him to have made it this far, he must have been planning for a long time. If he caught wind of our plans to expose him, he'd definitely be wary of us. Whatever else happens, we have to give it our all on the day of the final. Let's beat Hania and knock some sense into her. Then we should get Elhingen to help us expose Cautilia for the fraud he is!